President Mahama is a president under whose tenure no journalist has been killed. We cannot say that about the immediate past NPP administration. Ahmed Swale is a blot on our national history under the NPP's administration. Under President Mahama, no journalist has had to travel out of this country out of fear for his life. Manasseh Azuri Awuni ran away under the NPP. We are in a better place. President Mahama is a president who does not just tolerate scrutiny, he embraces it, because he believes that when journalists ask the hard questions, they drive accountability. But Mr. Speaker, freedoms are not absolute. Freedoms come with a certain level of responsibility. And Mr. Speaker, under this administration, our colleague Dominic Ayine has not taken any journalist to court. But under the NPP, the Attorney General dragged Ohini Boama Beni to court and got him jailed by the courts. That is the record of the NPP. The likes of Captain Smart, the likes of Kwabna Bobie Ansa, state-sponsored persecution of journalists is a thing of our past that ended with the abysmal defeat of the NPP and will not happen under the Mahama administration. Ghana ranked 39th out of 180 countries in this year's World Press Freedom Day, and number 4 in Africa. In 2023, Ghana ranked 62. So we have come from far. Under the NPP, we were number 62 out of 180. Today, under President Mahama, we are number 39. That is progress. And Mr. Speaker, to even put this in perspective, the United States is number 64 in the world. So Ghana is doing way better, 25 places ahead of the United States. So when it comes to press freedoms, Ghana is a shining example under President John Dramani Mahama. President Mahama, and this is not by Sam George, this is by Reporters Without Borders. Mr. Speaker, I am happy that in the statement, the minority leader says, and I quote, "We do not dispute the authority of the courts." That's very telling, because just a few days ago, he said he would disrespect the circuit court judge, and he will repeat it and disrespect that judge. I am happy that today he has come to respect the authorities of the court.
Keep his time. Let me recognize Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, you have a reputation of calling people to order when they go outside of the rules. Mr. Speaker, with respect, the colleague is misquoting me for his own convenience. I would want to urge upon you to direct him to withdraw that aspect of the submission. Mr. Speaker, if he wants to refer to a statement I've made, he should read it in full. What he has said is not what I've said. That is my submission to you.
Yes, Honorable Minister, take note, do the needful.
Right Honorable Chair, I paraphrased the comments of the minority leader, and he said...
Please just do the needful because of the time.
Which is to
he
withdraw
said
what he said.
That was not what he said. He's insisting you read his statement in full.
Right Honorable Speaker,
and reading that statement in full would have taken all your time.
Yes,
so just withdraw and let's make
but
progress.
Right Honorable Speaker, if you ask me to withdraw that, he who alleges must prove. The burden of proof is on him to show that what I have said is not what he said.
Honourable members, let's make progress. The statement that the majority leader is offended is ordered to be expunged from the record. Let's make progress.
Mr. Speaker, again from his statement, he says we are writing the rules for tomorrow. Today's rules were written yesterday. And so let us be clear that everyone has a responsibility. We would respect the rule of law. We would ensure that the rights of citizens are protected under the Mahama administration. but citizens have a responsibility. Mr. Speaker, there can be no explanation of saying that you wish to see the president of the land and his wife killed and said, in fact, the word used was executed, and you tell me that that is freedom of speech. Mr. Speaker, that cannot be freedom of speech. And so our demand to the minority, Mr. Speaker, is for them to be circumspect in their choice of words, to call for the execution of the first gentleman of the land and his wife. Mr. Speaker, that is a threat to the president.
Honorable member, your time is up. Your time is up.
Mr. Speaker, let me put on record and let me succinctly, without equivocation, without a shred of evidence, that under President Mohammed's administration, there is no threat to freedom of speech, there is no threat to press freedom, and that if you communicate within the ambit of the Constitution, you would have no problem with the Republic, you have no problem with the state agencies. Mr. Speaker, I just want to quote one statement. This is Ghana Web. Mr. Speaker, young woman arrested for threatening President Mahama. Mr. Speaker, when you threaten the president, even in the most advanced country, even in the most democratic country, it's incumbent on the security agencies to invite you, pick you up, or act in accordance with law. And that is exactly what has been happening. Mr. Speaker, I recall, Honorable E.T. Mensah, a member of parliament, a former minister. He did not threaten the president. He did not threaten the state. All he said was that it has worked. No, that is it. It has worked. In Ghanaian parlance, No, not picking. He was picked. After stating that or it has worked, he was picked up. True or false? Jijote. You recall Jijote? She was arrested under President Kufuor. You recall Kwaku Anyido? That day when I went to the police headquarters, I was beaten mercilessly. I had to run away. So please don't create this impression as if President Mahama has become president and all of a sudden heaven has broken loose and people are arrested left, right, and center. That is not the case. That is not the case. I side with the minority leader that as parliament, we should encourage press freedom, we should encourage freedom of speech, but freedom of speech is not tantamount to threatening the president.
Please,
I'm not even
timekeepers,
interested in
stop the
insults.
time for John Jinapo. Yes, minority leader.
Speaker, with respect, the Honorable Minister for Energy and Green Transition is so well respected by this House. Mr. Speaker, for him to go on public record to say that he was beaten mercilessly. Mr. Speaker, no, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, order. Honourable members, order. Yes. Yes, minority leader. Yes, minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, I repeat, Honorable Honorable John Jinapo. Mr. Speaker, Dr. John Jinapo. Mr. Speaker, is a respected member of this House. Mr. Speaker, for him to go on public record to say that, Mr. Speaker, he was mercilessly beaten without, Mr. Speaker, without giving details, Mr. Speaker, without giving such details. Mr. Speaker, now, question. If he was beaten mercilessly, Mr. Speaker, this is a public record, and he's a Minister of State. We've all been in this chamber. And, Mr. Speaker, I was in this House. He came to meet me. In this House, Mr. Speaker, we never had this matter in this House. Mr. Speaker, two, Mr. Speaker, that the Honorable Samuel Mr. Speaker, that the Honorable Dr. John Jinapo says that he was beaten and he kept quiet, he kept it to himself, and he never reported. There was no medical report. The matter never came to this floor, even as a member of parliament. And Mr. Speaker, today, Mr. Speaker, if he said it on a lighter note, he should indicate so or withdraw. Mr. Speaker, this is Hansa. I will plead with him. This is Hansa. Maybe you can avoid such exaggeration. But Mr. Speaker, I do not think that it's appropriate for a Minister of State to say something on public records, the existence of which cannot be verified. Mr. Speaker, the existence of such act cannot be verified. The country is hearing of this the first time. And if he's saying it on a lighter note, I would want him to take note, because Hansa does not know your intention. Hansa would only record the words. So, Honorable Dr. John Jinapo, I beg of you, I cannot direct you to withdraw, but I beg of you to do the needful.
Honorable Jinapo, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, this is a very serious matter. And Honorable Afenyo Markin, I also respect you a lot. If you look at Wednesday, 28 March 2018, former President Mahama has condemned the police for what he described as their high-handedness response to innocent Ghanaians who massed up at the police headquarters on Tuesday night in solidarity with arrested NDC General Secretary Kwaku Anyedeho. And Honorable Afenyo Markin, let me tell you the truth. I was beaten. I'm not kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Look, I went there that evening to show solidarity, because then, at that time, President Mahama had gone to the CID headquarters to observe what was happening. And when we messed up, I recall this COP Kwesifore was his name. Yes, he came with the men. They started pouring hot water, that water with a chemical. They started pouring, and they started beating us. I'm being frank with you. I had to run away that day. This is on record. So when I stand here to make this statement, that we're beaten, it is true. We were beaten.
Stop the time for John Jinapo. Please stop the time. Honorable members, let's have some order. Let there be order. Honourable members, let's have some order. Samuel Jinapo, please resume your seat. Please resume your seats. Honourable members, order. You now have the floor. Honourable Jinapo.
Mr. Speaker.
John Jinapo, you have the floor.
In concluding,
please, you have the floor.
In conclusion,
you are eating into your time.
I want to conclude. Mr. Speaker, President Mahama will go on record as one of the most tolerant presidents ever in the history of this country. And I commend President Mahama for his patience, for his fortitude, and for his determination to serve this country. On this note, Mr. Speaker, I want to make it clear that whilst you have the right to speech, whilst you have the freedom to speak, you do not have the freedom to threaten the life of the president. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.